What is dichotomous thinking? Dichotomous thinking is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, characterized by viewing situations in extreme, black and white terms. Examples: I either succeed completely, or I'm a total failure. If it's not perfect, then it's a disaster. You're either with me or against me. I must be the best at everything, or I'm a loser. Either I do it perfectly, or there's no point in doing it at all. What is overgeneralization? Overgeneralization is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, where one draws broad, sweeping conclusions based on limited evidence or a single incident. Examples: I made a mistake, so I always mess things up. One rejection means I'm unlovable. I failed this test, I'll never succeed in anything. Nobody likes me because a few people didn't respond to my message. I didn't get the job, so I'll never find a good job. What is the mental filter? The mental filter is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, involving the selective focus on negative aspects while ignoring positive elements of a situation. Examples: I received praise, but I can only think about the one criticism I got. My day was ruined because one thing went wrong. Despite all the compliments, I can't stop dwelling on one negative comment. I discount all the good things that happened and only remember the bad ones. Even with success, I'm fixated on the minor flaws in my performance. Disqualifying the positive. Disqualifying the positive is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, where positive experiences or accomplishments are discounted, often overshadowed by a focus on the negative. Examples: I aced the test, but it was just luck, I'm not really smart. They complimented my work, but they were just being nice. I finished the project early, but anyone could have done it faster. I won the game, but it doesn't mean I'm skilled, it was just chance. Getting praise doesn't matter, I still see myself as a failure. Jumping to conclusions. Mind reading. Jumping to conclusions by mind reading is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, involving the assumption of knowing what others are thinking without concrete evidence. Examples: They didn't say anything, so they must be mad at me. I can tell by their expression that they think I'm incompetent. They haven't called back, they must not want to be friends anymore. I sense they are judging me even though they haven't said anything. I think they find me boring because of their body language. Jumping to conclusions. Fortune-telling. Jumping to conclusions through fortune-telling is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, where one predicts negative outcomes without sufficient evidence. Examples: I won't get the job, they'll never hire me. I'm not even going to try, I'll embarrass myself in front of everyone. I know they'll reject my idea before I even present it. I'll never find love, I'm destined to be alone forever. I'll fail the test, so why bother studying? What is magnification? Magnification is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, characterized by the exaggeration of the importance or impact of negative events or mistakes. Examples: I spilled coffee on my shirt, today is a disaster. One criticism feels like a personal attack. Missing one deadline means I'm a total failure. I stumbled during the presentation, everyone must think I'm incompetent. A small mistake feels like the end of the world. What is minimization? Minimization is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, where one downplays the significance of positive events or personal strengths. Examples: completing the project on time was no big deal, anyone could have done it. Getting an A on the test doesn't mean I'm smart, it was an easy exam. I'm not really talented, I just got lucky with my accomplishments. Finishing the marathon was nothing, lots of people can do it. My success was just a fluke, it doesn't reflect my abilities. What is emotional reasoning? Emotional reasoning is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, wherein one believes that their emotions accurately reflect reality, even when evidence suggests otherwise. Examples: I feel anxious, so something terrible must be about to happen. I feel like a failure, so I must be worthless. I'm so upset, the situation must be completely unfair. I feel unprepared, the presentation must be a disaster. Feeling guilty means I must have done something terribly wrong. What are should statements? Should statements are a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, involving rigid, unrealistic rules and beliefs about how oneself and others should behave. Examples: I should always be perfect and never make mistakes. People should treat me the way I want them to. I should always know what to do in any situation. I shouldn't ask for help, I should be able to handle everything on my own. They should always agree with me, if they don't, they're wrong. What is labeling? Labeling is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, where individuals assign global, negative labels to themselves or others based on specific behaviors or events. Examples: I forgot to return the phone call, I'm thoughtless. She made a mistake in the presentation, she's incompetent. I missed one deadline, I'm a failure at time management. He disagreed with me, he must be an arrogant know-it-all. I didn't excel in sports, I'm just not athletic. What is personalization? Personalization is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, involving the tendency to blame oneself for external events or to take responsibility for the feelings and actions of others. Examples: their bad mood is my fault, I must have done something wrong. Their project failed, it's because I didn't help them enough. If they're upset, it must be because of something I said. Their argument is because of me, I always cause problems. The team lost, it's because I'm not good enough. What is blaming? Blaming is a cognitive distortion, or flawed thinking pattern, where individuals attribute responsibility for their negative experiences or problems to others without considering personal contributions. Examples: my failure is entirely their fault, they sabotaged me. I wouldn't be stressed if it weren't for their incompetence. The project's failure is on them, I did everything right. I'm not to blame for the argument, it's all their fault. My mistakes are because of their actions, I'm the victim here.